Hi there, Alucard J here, and this video is going to be a review of all the scripts that I've been making in this series so far. Because I've had a few requests if I could post or send my scripts out, and I've had some negative experiences from that, so I'm not going to be putting my scripts out in text form or written form anymore. So firstly, I apologize for that, but if you follow on the tutorials, you'll have all the scripts there in front of you. Best option is to do what I do when I'm following a video tutorial, and that's just pause the video and maximize the screen, make sure it's in high definition, and either take some screenshots, which you can then copy and expand and zoom in and enlarge, or just try and write the script out from the screen while it's paused. So this, as I said, is going to be a review of all the scripts so far. So I'm going to go back to the very beginning, because there's some basic scripts that I made that are useful, especially to the new users of Unity. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the script on there for 10 seconds, and then I'm going to even zoom in on the script so that hopefully everyone can see the text that I have written here and can copy it out. So this is all the way back at the start. It's just a review of the basic scripting, but I like this one because this is a basic timer. If you want to make a timer, here it is. I'm going to leave that. And now I'm going to zoom in. Rightio. Now we'll go to the state engine example, where we learn how to set up an enum and store the value of that enum in a variable, and then we build a switch case based on that variable. Okay, now I'm going to zoom in. And there's that one. Now jumping ahead a bit, because I'm going to go through the example scripts first. Here is our basic idea of a raycast. This is coming from an object. So we're using the object's position, and it also shows how to add a debug draw line. And we have two debugs to show if we are hitting and if we are not hitting. I'm going to zoom in. Okay. Now here's something that I haven't covered in the tutorial series, so I'm sorry this doesn't come with any explanation, but I've written this out plenty of times for people on Unity Answers, and I finally saved a copy. So this is casting a ray from the mouse position on the screen. Here we set up our hit variable, and instead of casting a ray from a position, an origin, and a direction, we can get both those values from the screen point to ray command. Now make sure you cross-reference this with the Unity scripting reference, or I will be covering this later on in another series I've already planned. So I'm going to zoom in. And the other thing I haven't touched on yet is because, again, it's planned for the future, and that is the tag identifier here. I want to get into tags, layers, and layer masking, and also the collision matrix, the physics matrix, I beg your pardon. Okay, so there's that one. Now we come over to one even more recently, and this is my example of dot product. We use this to show how it works, and then we saw the value of dot product going up and down based on an object in relation to our position and our forward facing direction. I'll zoom in. Okay, so much there. Let's keep going. So now we get into the scripts that are actually useful and doing things. So I'm going to scroll down for each one of these, and I'm just going to leave it so you can see a whole function on each portion of the screen. So there's the first part up to update. Now I'm going to scroll down. And just focus on the check for inputs. Now I'm going to scroll down some more. So this is quite a long function. So we can see down to fading. So I'm just going to come down some more. And there you can still see the fading case and then the last case. Okay, now let's do that again zoomed in. So back to the top. Now I'll bring it to the next function. And let me just scroll over a bit so we can catch the rest of that line there. Wasn't much missing. Okay, now let's look at the run flashlight function. So we'll focus on turned off, turned on, and we'll focus on the flickering. Okay. Let's look at the last couple of cases there. Alrighty. Now this is the one I've actually been getting the most requests for. This is back to when we first learned how to use a rigid body in what is essentially a rigid body character controller. So we'll just focus on the variables and look at the start and update there. Now I'm going to reference the moving function. And I did add one comment here just to explain that why. Why is the why. Okay, so let's see what's left. We have the fixed update. Okay, and then we're going to look at the collision events. Now I'm going to do that again zoomed in. So back to the top. Again, we're just focusing on the variables, the start, and the update. And now we look at the moving function. Now just catch the top there, because we're just missing a bit off the bottom. So let me scroll down a little bit. There's the end of the function. And to confirm the end of that line, okay, and again the fixed update. And then our collision events. And we'll just check out the end of those lines. Okay, great. So that was the one that most people wanted to see more clearly, because I do race around in the mono developer here